Who's got the wisdom? Fotobro's got the photograph wisdom. Who's got the wisdom? Fotobro's got the photograph wisdom. Hey everyone, it's me, the Fotobro. Welcome to the Fotobro channel. Okay, well today I'm talking about computers. Let me tell you friends, when I started taking photographs, there weren't no such thing as computers. At least in the form that you see them today anyway. So, things are pretty good, and I ain't no complainer, but I gotta say something about this. Let me tell you, I am a recent convert to the world of Macintosh computers, and I'll tell you something, I like them a lot. For many years I used Windows machines, and I think fine. Windows is good too, but I still use Windows on my Macintosh with something called Boot Camp. But I gotta say, the OS X is smooth as silk, easy to use, and I paid $1,000 more for a trackpad. And I think it's good. I like it. I still use a mouse, and I still use a tablet for retouching my photos and whatnot. In fact, in the studios, depending on which one I'm shooting at, we have the big Wacom tablets from Japan where they have the big screen on there and you don't even need a computer to retouch because it's all built into the big screen. So sometimes I get to use them, but most of the time when I'm looking at Lightroom and I'm looking at my software, I use, and the tethering software that I use with my Fuji Blade or my Fujis or whatnot, I use the Macintosh now. And I use it either in OS X or I use it in Windows. But I got something to say about this. Now you've all seen my reviews, and please watch my video, The Awful Truth About Camera Reviews and Reviewers on the YouTube, and my other video, How to Choose a Camera. And you know the Fotobro's philosophy, and that is in my business shooting in the studio, the camera does not matter. You should spend 1 minute deciding what camera to buy and then just use it. Because camera is about 1/10, camera and the lens are about 1/10 of what is important when you're shooting models in a studio. Okay, like I am. It's not important. It might strike you as strange, but I explain why. It don't matter if you're using a 8x10, it don't matter if you're using a 4x5, it don't matter if you're using a 6x8, it don't matter if you're using a 6x6, it don't matter if you're using a 645, it don't matter if you're using a 35mm camera, it don't matter if you're using a full frame, a DX frame, a compact, it don't matter. There's only one thing that matters with your camera that I speak about in my videos. And there are 2 or 3 other things which are marginally important in my view. There's only one thing that really matters, other than, of course, how it feels in your hand, which is, probably the biggest thing you should decide, other than that one thing I talk about. Now, with computers, it's different, because I can tell you, I just watched, being a big Macintosh person that I am now, the WWDC live from California in 2013. It just came out 2 days ago, a couple of days ago, right? And I'm very excited. I'm very excited that they got this new Mavericks, right? Because back in the day when the Fotobro was young, I was a famous surfer boy, and I used to surf around. You can ask me about that below, but I don't know about Mavericks. It looks kind of like a dinky beach. I'm talking about I was surfing in places in the Pacific Ocean, okay? California is kind of, for me, kind of dinky beach compared to where I was surfing now. But here's the thing. I still love you people out there in California. But here's the thing. I'll tell you something about computers. These small MacBook Airs that they're releasing are just toys. I don't think they're worth anything unless you're a little girl who wants something to put in your handbag. If you're a photographer My view is don't waste your time. I know they got good battery life, but they're just looking like toys. If you want to be able to shoot digital, and if you shoot film with scanned images or whatnot, you want to have a big screen. So I'd recommend you go back in time and buy yourself a big 17-inch computer from Macintosh. And they made them up until about a year ago, I think, or 2 years ago, I think is the last one they made. Go back and get one of them. Here's why. You can have a CD burner and you can burn stuff and give that to people. And hey, believe it or not, in the year 2013, people like that. You can use a big screen, and these things have a matte screen. And what you want to do is get yourself a matte and not a glossy. Get the anti-glare screen. Don't get the glossy. So with the big 17 inchers, if you're lucky, you'll find one. The other thing is, they're really not much bigger than a 15-inch. If anyone tells you that you can't carry around, you tell them that they're just a girly man and they can't carry really a computer with the anti-glare screen. It doesn't have the big piece of glass on it like the glossy. It's really not much heavier than the 15.4 inch or whatever it is. Okay, but these 13, 11-inch computers that Macintosh is making, look, great if you're a little kid, but if you're a big man or a woman, I just don't get it. I think you're much better off. And you can, with the Airs and the Retina Pros, you can't change stuff around. You're much better off with the Pro, the traditional Pro, not the Retina, and you're much better off with it because you can change stuff around, change your drives, change your RAM. You can configure it. You can take the DVD drive out if you want and put an extra hard drive in there. On the 17-incher, you've got a big express card slot. You can stick in an SSD into that express card slot there as a safety device, and you can have 256 gig SSDs that slot into there. So that's worth getting just alone, because there's a drive you can take out and stick in your pocket as a backup of 256 gigs of the important stuff on your computer. You can put an SSD in there. You can put the multiple drives, as I said. You can take out the optical drive and stick in another drive. So there are many reasons, but I'm very disappointed because Macintosh needs to get back to its roots. It needs to make 17-inch computers again, and I think it needs to make a 19-inch MacBook Pro, because let's face it, a 19-inch MacBook Pro would probably only be as big as a 21-inch Windows computer, and they were making them back in the day. They were making the Dragon HDX. They were making the Dell XPS that Breitbart used to carry around, apparently, and those things weighed a ton. And now you've got the big Tap 20 from Sony Vaio, and you can carry that around. It's got a special bag. But they could make a 21-inch MacBook Pro, and I would buy it. Many photographers would buy it because you could carry it around, and it's secure, and it's safe, and it's got a keyboard, and you don't have to worry about propping it up. You can just open it up and then rest it. Why not? Because I know photographers carrying around their iMac 21s. Some of them even travel with their iMac 27s, and they travel with their iLuggers. They travel with it in a special case like a Pelican, or I like to use Lightwear of Colorado. That's what I bought, and that's what we used. Or a flight case. You see, with the music guys and the roadies carrying music equipment, a flight case. Those things are heavy. You're much better off with a MacBook Pro because it's light. You don't have to worry about that like you would with an iMac. What do you think? Okay, so let me think what you think of the new announcements from Apple computers and the new Macintoshes they released, the little toys. When you tell me as a photographer or as a person in the creative industries what you would like to see Macintosh do with their computers, I think they need a 19-inch, and I think they need a 21-inch, and I still think the DVD is going to be around a long time, but it's about time they had a Blu-ray too. That said, DVDs are still useful. You can put a lot on there and you can give them out to people. And I still think it's nice to be able to go to a music store and buy like the latest jazz and full PCM 16-bit format, none of this MP3 garbage, and put it in your computer and listen to it if you want it. That's why I like the DVD. But it's the screen, right? 1921. What do you think? Would you buy an 11 or 13? What's going on here with the WWDC people? What's going on? Where's my 19-inch MacBook Pro? Where's my 21-inch MacBook Pro, friends? Okay, let me know below what you think. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. Okay, that's it from the Fotobro.